we're going to start by, this is just a warm up where we pull down the heavens, breathe in, breathe out, because we're doing Qigong. You want to calm your mind, and you don't want to just move your arms and legs around. You actually want to be focusing, aligning with your breathing. So you breathe in, breathe out, and then we want to warm up our body a little bit. So what we do is something called shake the 9 gates. So you do this. This is, I've been to a lot of different teachers to see what they do, and almost everyone does these 3 movements, which is shake the 9 gates. This opens up your body, so you're really loose. You're just shaking everything. You want to open up the joints, and that allows blood and chi and energy to flow through, and oxygen to get through your entire body. Now we're going to twist. So this opened up the joints. Now we're twisting this. You can have your hands, the back one hits your kidney, the other one hits just under your ribs, and you're turning your head and looking as far back behind you as you can, so you're using your eyes too. So what this is doing is we're twisting our body. We're not twisting our hips a lot. We're trying to turn our waist because we're trying to warm up our internal organs a bit, get a little bit of the stickiness out once again. So when we do the rest of our practice, the energy and fluids can flow freely through our body. All right, and then the next one, the last one, is we try to stretch the outside of our body. So we're leaning, trying to open up the spine. So be careful if you have spinal problems, you can just reach up and down. Otherwise, you can reach and look at the floor. You're not twisting. We're trying to stretch the meridians on this side. So you're looking down, and it's as if your back's against the wall. Then you're going to breathe in, breathe out. So you're leaning sideways. You're not twisting. Trying to open up the spine and stretch the meridians, get the kinks out of your nervous system on the other side. So we'll just do 2 more. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. What we're doing is we're going to work on our calves and our ankles, our calves, and our feet. So what you're going to start out by doing is you're going to lift your heels off the ground, and you're not just like lifting them off. We're trying to build them up. So you're going to push. We'll just hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're really lifting up as high as you can. Then you're going to put them down, and then you're going to pull up your toes. And once again, you're not just lifting your feet a little. You're pulling it back. We're trying to build up the muscles in the front. Lift your toes as far back as you can and hold. We'll hold for 5. We're going to roll forward, bring them up. Breathe in and then hold. Remember, you're pulling your toes back, pulling everything back. If you put your hands here, you should feel your muscles are tensed. You're pulling back so hard. We'll do 1 more set of these. So this is working your calves, but because you're lifting and pulling back, you're trying to strengthen the ankles. Okay, so now what you can do is, like I said, we're doing a pyramid. So the other thing you do for these, if you want to make it a bit harder, is you can put your hands on your knees and push down, like when you lift, you're pushing down, pulling up. So you're putting a little bit more pressure. So you're pushing down, and like I said, we're working on our ankles. So this is level 1. Although the other time you can use this is if you're watching TV or something, you can do this to try to strengthen your ankles a bit. And then pull up 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we're going to do some isometrics. Once again, you're going to put your hands on the outside. We want to work the abductors on the outside of the leg, so you're putting your hands on your knees. What we're going to do is you're going to push out. You're pushing out as hard as you can. Just hold for 10 seconds. And then relax. Just wait. We'll just wait for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then push again. Relax. We're only doing 3 reps. When you do it yourself, you can do 10 reps. Push. So you're pushing out. You can feel it on the outside of your leg. Okay, so now what you're going to do is, in the opposite, you're going to put your hands on the inside. And we're going to squeeze. As hard as you can, then relax. We'll squeeze. Relax. And then squeeze. So you can do these and do sets of 10 twice, say. There. So when you push a muscle, it tenses it, but then when you relax it, you can extend it a bit more. And like I said, we're trying to build this up. Okay, so one of the things we're going to do another one for this, but what we're going to do is, the other thing we want to do is we want to stretch our spine. We're trying to get it. We don't want our back to be so tight. So we're doing all this for walking eventually. So what you're going to do, you're going to sit here. You're going to breathe in. And as you do, your hands are going to go, as you breathe out, your hands are going to go down the side of your legs. And then you wait at the bottom, and then you just relax. You round your back. You just relax your back and your neck. You're going to breathe in. Breathe out. As you breathe in, pull your hands up. This is very relaxing, but you're working your spine. So breathe in, breathe out. Relax everything. Breathe in, breathe out. And one more. Come up. So this is following the meridian flow, energy flow, but we're trying to basically, by relaxing, we're trying to open up the spine. So you relax your shoulders, round your back, relax your neck, breathe in, breathe out. What happens is we want to be able to have the abductors be strong so that we can get up. So when we get out of a chair, most of the rest of the movements actually have to do with to build up the lower body. Almost everybody does squats, but there's all these different variations and levels. So one of the places where it's good, we want the inside of our legs, the abductors and adductors to be strong, so we don't do this when we get up. So we're going to practice standing up, this isn't a very important. I actually like this a lot. But to make sure that we're building up the inside of our legs, you're going to hold a yoga block, and then what you're going to do is we're going to lean forward. Now, lean forward and stand up, and then you sit down. So it seems like that's all this is, but you'll see when you do it. So you stand up and sit down. So this is doing a lot of things. It's building up because you're squeezing the block. It's building up the inside of your legs. It's letting you get it so you can confidently stand up and sit down. When you stand up, there's different variations. Well, when you stand up, you can stand up a little bit fast. You're not leaping up, but when you sit down, you want to do it slowly so you're building up the muscles. So you go up, down, up, down. Okay, and that's actually quite good. Plus, it's good for your balance and your confidence too, because you have your chair. The first time I always find the first time that I sit down, I'm a little like, oh, is the chair actually there? But after you do it a couple of times, it is. Okay. So those are the seated ones. That's kind of like the first level. So if you're having a lot of problems, you could start with those. The next level is obviously standing. So most of the other ones are based on one of the forms of squat. So you usually see people don't do this one. So this one, your arms are out, and this is actually putting a lot of stress on your back. So most people, when they teach it, they have your arms here, and then you're going up and down. This also focuses more. You can feel it. It's stronger in the legs, but not put stress on your back. Okay, this is like one of the higher levels, but I'm just showing you what one works up to. All right, so we want to build up our legs, and you can use a wall for this, but then of course you can't see what I'm doing, so I'm using a chair. So you can use a chair or a wall. So the first one is the same as the first exercise, where we go up. So we lift our heels and we hold it for 5 seconds, and we go down and we lift our toes for 5. So up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down. So this is, in this case, this is because we have to lift our body weight. Obviously, it's more strenuous. Plus, when we're lifting now, we're lifting, and so we're getting it into the muscles of the feet, the bones, the connections in the feet, in the ankles. So this is building up our muscles in our lower body, in our ankles, and calves. But it's also more intense because we're using our body weight. All right. So there's that one. So the next one is some variants of that is so you can do it. So if you want to work on your balance at the same time, you can just hold the chair or the wall with one hand or one, and then you lift and go down. You can even do it without. So this also, it's the same thing. You're lifting the same amount of weight, but now you're using building up your nervous system too, to feel the weight change, and that should help you be more stable when you're walking. Right? If you having a little trouble to start with, you can just use 1 or 2 fingers on the chair, or you can do it freehand. Okay, so the next level is you can actually, if you want to work your way, you can do the squat. So when when you're coming up and going down, you hold a weight. So this is a 5-pound weight. You can start with whatever feels good for you. This is if you can already do this without losing your balance, obviously. But you can add the weight. I would start with 5, but probably, if you work on it at a pound or 2 every week, I wouldn't go past, say, 20 pounds or something. Probably 10 pounds would be good, because that's enough that you're using the extra force, but not enough that you're going to throw yourself off balance and hurt yourself. We're trying to walk. So what happens when you walk is you don't want to fall forward. So, and you have to bend to walk properly. You have to push off. So you're pushing off with the back. So we're partly strengthening that when we're doing the other ones, when we're doing the heel lifts and toe lifts. But there's another one where we're working on the flexibility of the feet. Plus, in order to walk properly, you have to push off, which means your flexors in the front have to stretch and allow your back foot to go back. So we're going to stretch those. This should increase your stability when you walk, because now instead of just being able to kind of shuffle along, you can take more strides and open that up. So once again, you do this against a wall, or a chair. So what you do is you take one foot, you're standing straight, your knees are, see the back foot is up, so you're just on the toes. And where you get the flexor in, now we do what appears to be a simple one. So we're here, our toes are forward, and so what we're doing to stretch the flexor in the front, this will stretch the one where you're on your toe, you just sink down 1 or 2 inches, and now what you're going to do is, it's like you're rolling your pelvis under, and you're stretching, and then you drop down. And so when you do that, you should feel this down the front of your body here. So you're rolling your pelvis under. So you're pulling it in this, I'll exaggerate. You're doing this, except you're keeping your upper body straight. You're pulling and you're rolling under. So we'll just hold for 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Then come up, relax. And sink down, roll it under. You're trying to roll here. Like I said, I feel it when I do this, I feel it right through here. So I'm trying to stretch these. Like I said, that when you're walking, that gives you a little bit more power. You can make a slightly longer stride so you don't shuffle. All right, and then of course we have to do the other side. So you're here, your toes up, sink down, and then you roll pelvis under. So you want to sink down maybe 3 inches. It becomes more intense. You should, if you're just starting, you should just go down a few inches, but you're rolling under. Like I said, I feel it right here. I feel it stretching, plus the front. I feel it all down this side of my body when I do this. Roll it under, hold, relax, come up, stretch a bit, come back down, hold, roll under, stretch. Okay, so now we're almost done with these sets of things. So once again, we're going to go back to the heel lifts, and we're going to go back to the heel lifts and do the more intense things. So what you can do is, to make them more intense, you can lift up one leg. This is the advanced one, so you don't have to do this. I'm just saying, if you're watching, once you get to a point and you do them on one leg, lift up your toes, come back, lift, because now obviously this is good, because now your whole body, each leg learns to carry your entire weight. And obviously when you're doing things like going upstairs, you want to, or even walking, you want to be able to step forward, and for instant, that leg has to carry your whole weight. Up, 5, down, come up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down, roll down, lift up my toes, lift my weight. The things I had been planning on doing, these are, I'm not going to do any of the points. The other video I talk about which points to do, but if you're having knee pain and you want to relax them, you can take your 2 fingers to start with, and you just go, and it's kind of like you're exploring your knees. So you rub all the way around, and you look for all the nooks and crannies. You see where the bones, next to the patella. You can come in underneath here. So you just massage those. So you go around the knee a couple of times, because what happens is where all those bumps are and all those crevices, that's often where the acupuncture meridians are. So by doing this, there's a lot of them around the knee. Don't forget behind the knee. Go back up. So just doing this, but you're activating the meridians and you're getting blood and energy to go there. And then what we're just going to do is, we're just going to breathe in, breathe out. We're just going to rub. We're just trying to bring warmth. When warmth comes to an area, that's also because it draws the blood there. That means the blood's going there. That's, once again, that'll be healing our knees. And the final thing we can do to activate the meridians is you cup your hands. You cup them, then rub them again. So that, if you're already having knee pains, this can often help, and it often heals things. So you've strengthened the muscles in your legs to hold the different pieces of your knee together, and that also takes some of the tension off. And the final thing is, your final assignment is, what you want to do is you do this, and then you want to get the synovial fluid, going again. So if you want to get up and you want to either, if you have a bicycle or something, you can do it, but you want to, if you can, you want to walk, starting out 5-10 minutes a day, and then add 1 or 2 minutes a week for the next year, which means by the end of the year, you'll be able to walk like for an hour. So you're starting, you're trying to get the synovial fluid to go, plus you strengthen the muscles in your legs and your calves, and kind of strengthen your feet. And all those things should help you be more stable, should help your knees too, because like I said, it holds everything in place.